our celebrity guest, iconic tennis player, celebrated sports personality. Warm welcome, everybody. Welcome, Ms. Sania, to this grand inauguration, and thank you for making it grander with your presence. And I would like to invite all our dignitaries for the lamp lighting.
पीछे क्यों नहीं है कैमरा प्लीज बैठ जाओ भाई पीछे आ जाइए आपके आगे है बैठ जाओ भाई बैठ जाओ पीछे आ जाइए थोड़ा सा आप लोगों के आगे कोई है आपके आगे कोई नहीं पीछे हो
As you know, ladies and gentlemen, Apollo is a brand that has always been very connected to the roots of India, very connected to the heritage of India, to the values of Indian culture, and therefore we begin with a lamp lighting ceremony, Deep Prajulan, which is a traditional Indian way of invoking all the but heard multiple times. From the times we were kids, as we grow up, this is something that has become a part of every single health conversation. I think that's what it starts with. Health is wealth, and this is a philosophy that is across countries, that is across cultures. It is one of the most universal human truths. Do we all agree? Health is wealth? Yes, health is wealth, and Apollo is here to make sure that you're wealthier in that department, and that your health asset is well nurtured. Apollo is here and has been here for 40 years. We have a legacy of 40 years, and we are so thankful for all the trust that everyone has put in us. Everybody, really show some love. Thank you, ma'am. I'd like to invite Mr. Sushant Kindra, COO, Apollo Primary Care, to kindly felicitate our guest of honor, Mr. Sriram Iyer, CEO, Apollo Health and Lifestyle Limited. Thank you, sir. Guest iconic Sania Mirza.
Thank you. Please. Thank you so much. Good morning, almost good afternoon to everyone. It's always a pleasure for me to come back to Delhi. I've had some very special memories here. Actually, a small anecdote, when I was actually 12 years old, I won the nationals here in under 14, under 16, and that was the day that I actually decided that I wanted tennis to be my profession. and that happened here in Delhi, and we used to come here every year. So it's always very, very special to come back to Delhi for me, and it's more special to come back to Apollo, which in many ways has been almost a family hospital for us back home in Hyderabad, but also to come here, you know, Apollo has been trusted by so many people over the years and the legacy that it carries. So it's truly an honor for me to be here. So thank you so much for having me amongst you all. Very, very intelligent people who save lives. I feel like sometimes we get so many credits as athletes, but the real heroes are you guys, and you know, not enough is said for that. So thank you. It's truly an honor for me to be here. As a sports person, obviously, I have understood the meaning of health and taken it very seriously. It's been a huge part of my life, and the word preventative was mentioned about 15 times. So I think that is very, very important here, and that is something that we as athletes actually have had to do all our lives. And sometimes, you know, we worked in our life, all our life. I played tennis for 30 years of my life, and everything was a build-up to try and prevent ourselves from getting largely injured, where it doesn't, like, you know, threaten our careers. And so it's so good to actually see that you can have that same preventative also for internal medicine and not just for external medicine, which is what we have done. So I'm very happy to hear about that, obviously. For me, health has been, my body health has been challenging. I've had 3 surgeries myself, so I understand the kind of recovery that it takes, the kind of patience it takes to come back from those surgeries. 2 of my surgeries have been in Apollo Hospital in Hyderabad, actually. Both my knees. And honestly, I think that if we are able to somehow prevent things from happening, I think that is so much better than actually curing it. Because I've been through, like we were mentioning, I have been through those injuries, I have been through those, and it is very painful. It takes 6 months sometimes to come back. I had torn my ACL and it took me 8 months to come back, you know. So I rather have that prevented than cured. Having said that, I want to wish Apollo Spectra, and I want to say congratulations for this new unit of Apollo 1 that we are inaugurating today. I'm very excited. I almost felt like I wasn't walking into a hospital. It was almost like a hotel, which was very, very pleasant to see, because I think that the idea of hospitals is very different and it's changing, and I think private hospitals like this are changing it. So I was very pleasantly surprised to walk in here and see this. So it has been truly a really good experience for me. I want to, I don't have much else to say, but congratulations, and I really hope that, you know, you guys have the success that you desire, and we are able to, just the way we've been able to come through in medicine for and such a long way, where we are able to have hospitals like this. I hope even with preventative care, we're able to, you know, have those kind of results. So congratulations, all the very best, and again, thank you for having me.
Miss Sania, it is an absolute privilege, since you're such a great speaker as well. And we have a few more questions for you. And here is your mic. As you shared about your surgery experience, would you like to shed more light on when you went to Apollo and you had that treatment? Like, can you elaborate on that, how that treatment experience was related to the treatment? And I think there is a lot beyond treatment also that the team has to cater to, like your counseling and general.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah. I think that for me, when I could have gone anywhere in the world to have the surgery. And at that point, I just found comfort over there, because first of all, Apollo is right behind my house. So that is the first thing. But more than anything, I think, you know, the kind of warmth that you feel when you go into a hospital, and I think comfort, warmth and safety is what you want to feel when you enter a hospital. And that's what I felt, and that was the decision. And I was obviously very, very happy with the doctor at that point. And I was supposed to be at his son's engagement today, which I'm not making, but but yeah, I had my other knee surgery with him as well, and I was very, very comfortable with it. And I think that a surgery is not just a physical pain that happens. There's so much mental trauma that happens, and especially as athletes, we go through yes, physical injuries, but a lot of the times people are not able to make a comeback because of the mental and emotional trauma that comes with it, because you have to trust your body again the same way, and it's your doctors and your team that really helps you do that. So I got that, and which is why I had another surgery there. Unfortunately, hopefully that was my last. I don't need any more. But yeah, and I think that's what I said. Warmth and security is what you should and feel in a hospital, and that's what I do.
Thank you so much. I think that's the biggest compliment for our Apollo team. Yes, indeed. Recommended by you. And you have already, as you said, you've experienced so many different facilities across the world. You've seen the best in the world. What do you think is a differentiator for Apollo? Is there a differentiator that you see?
I think it's unfair to differentiate between hospitals, because I think everybody's trying to provide care and trying to provide the care to the best of their abilities. I think it really depends on your comfort level, and I think it really depends on person to person as to what you feel and which doctor you're comfortable with and what is your requirement at that point. And obviously in an ideal world, if we can just prevent all of these things like what we're trying to do and what these great people are trying to achieve here, then we're not going to need any of those things and the surgeries. But yeah, there are some things that are not preventative, and there are some things that need a cure, which is also there. So I think that it's tough to differentiate between hospitals. I think it just depends on what you really want for yourself.
Yes. So even I think that's also commendable, that there is no differentiation. You get that same international feel here in India, right?
You're doing a good job.
I hope so. I am in good company here. And I must say one more thing, that this is one thing that I feel is common between Sania Mirza and Apollo as a brand. They're both disruptors. So Sania Mirza disrupted the whole mindset of limiting beliefs around what women can do, what Indian female athletes can do, and she proved it by getting that ranking, that top ranking. And Apollo is also doing similar things in the healthcare department, specifically because what we want to change is the mindset of reactive healthcare to proactive healthcare. So do you think that mindset needs to change further, and what are the proactive measures that you take to keep your health in good shape?
Well, I think the most basic one is go for a walk outside. I think even normal people just struggle to do that, right? And I think that and sometimes my mom, like I have to tell my mom, and I just go and walk for 45 minutes, you'll feel so much better. And yeah, that walk may not feel like anything when you're 30, 35, 40, but you're putting in an investment in your life for when you're 65, 70. And I think that's very important. And I think for me, like I said, health care, taking care of my health, my well-being is one of the primary things of my job, or what I've had to do. Because if I'm not healthy, I'm no good at tennis. So I've had to try to keep myself as healthy as possible. Even then, I have been able to land myself up with 3 surgeries because that's the nature of my job, unfortunately. But we do everything in our power to stay at the best of health as possible, internally and externally. And whether that is going to the gym, whether that's getting checkups, whether that's getting, whether that's going to places like this and actually trying to find out that what can I do to avoid something. I think you have to do all of those things, and that kind of carries forward in different spaces in your life as well.
Thank you so much.
I said what you wanted me to say, right?
I just wanted to hear your heart out, and I think we have heard that. Thank you so much, everybody. Put your hands together for Sania Mirza. No scripts need to be provided to her. She's a candid speaker. And with that witty note, I'd like to now invite our next speaker.
I mean, so much, right? I think that you can also, with technology, just prevent so much more. and cure so much more. And technology, not just technology has helped us in every way possible, in our reach out, the way we can reach people, the way we can send a message across, but also just medically. I mean, there's so much more. Who would have thought that you can actually come and have a surgery and leave in 3 hours? There are people that I know. My dad's best friend, I mean, he had a heart surgery and he left the same evening or the next day. I mean, who would have thought that can happen? And that's only because of technology. So exactly the same way, the same thing happens when we have a keyhole surgery. I have walked on my knee the same day. When I had torn my ACL, when I had torn my meniscus, they made me walk and stand on it. So that is technology for you. I obviously don't understand the nitty-gritties of what technology it is that happens in the medical science, but I know it has helped me, and obviously it's only going to get better from here.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Sanjay Agarwal. Yeah. So my question is to the guest. So ma'am, we've been inspired by you, and we wanted to know who was one player in the world in tennis who inspired you, and what could have you done like for your knee injuries, which would have prevented that?
So the Steffi Graf was my idol growing up. I think we all kind of grew up on that, and when I was growing up, I wanted to do everything like her, play a forehand like her, be like her. To answer your second question, I think that one of the major issues that happened of why I had a certain injuries, because I had my first surgery when I was 18 years old. And I think that we never really had a sporting sort of culture where we knew what kind of training needs to be done to actually prevent those injuries. And so when your base is not strong, you end up with injuries because of the kind of pressure that you're putting on your body to be a professional athlete. And as I grew older, my injuries became lesser because I understood my body better and I had more support in terms of doctors, in terms of physios, in terms of technology. Now you have machines which are regenerating cells, you have machines you can use PRP, like I've done all of those things, which obviously at that point, I mean we're talking about 25 years ago, wasn't really something that used to happen very regularly. So I think that how I could have prevented it was if I was born in a place where I understood how to become a tennis player, but that was not the case. So today I feel that I try and provide that opportunity through my tennis academy, where I'm trying to help those kids have the opportunity that I didn't have and have the guidance that I didn't.
Thank you.
We will be taking 2 more questions. I think one. Can we just move it? Just a second. I think Pallavi has the mic. Go ahead and ask, please.
Hello, Sania. I'm Pallavi from Times Now. I cover healthcare. My question to you is, how do you maintain yourself at this age? And is there any fitness?
How old do you think I am?
No, you are just 18, not a day older than 18. And is there any fitness routine that you follow? Or any diet plan or anything?
Yeah, I follow all of those things actually. And like I said, I think health is something that has been so important to me all my life, and obviously I really still indulge in some sugar here and there because I was off it for 20 years of my life. But I think that, like I said, you can't train. Being healthy is not about training like an athlete. Being healthy is to know what your body requires, and that is different for everybody. We have different ages, different genders, and different body types. Obviously, you have professionals to help you with that. I work out 2 hours a day, and I'm gluten free, and I try to be sugar free, which I'm not able to be so much after I've retired because I've been slacking a little bit. I feel like there are not big changes that have happened in my life. Like instead of having a wheat roti, I'll just have a besan roti, and that just helps me and makes my body feel better. Now that may not be the same thing for you, so it just really depends person to person. So yeah, I do that, and I'm only 37. I don't know why you're saying at this age, you're saying this. No, at this age, like after the time. I'm kidding. For me, I just feel that if I am not healthy, I feel nothing else is worth it, because it's health before wealth, and I truly believe that.
First of all, thank you so much, Apollo, for this wonderful opportunity for interaction with Sania. My question is like, I'm Shivam and I'm from Times as well and I cover sports. So I recently spoke with Karnan Kaur Thanji and she spoke very highly of you, that how you have been always been there for her to assist. So I just wanted to know that what are the post-retirement plans like dedicated towards the growth of tennis in the country? Do you have any?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I already run a tennis academy for the last 9 years. I try to, like Karman said, I mean, this is not something that I publicly really speak about, but I feel that as somebody who has been able to experience the highs and lows of a tennis path and a tennis career, I feel like I have the experience to try and help people like Karman, whether it is an Ankita Raina or whether it is her. I have had the opportunity to know how much to push your body, how much you should not. So sometimes when she's hurt, she'll call me and she'll be like, you know, I am a little hurt, but I think I can play. And I always say, well, don't hurt yourself more. So, you know, it's just about really managing stuff like that. So I'm very happy to be a part of anybody's journey as long as I'm helping. I had a great opportunity last year to be with the women's cricket team in RCB, you know, and that was something that was so amazing for me because I feel like as athletes, we're not only going through tough times and good times only for sport. I think we all go through those at different levels, no matter what sport you're playing. And I feel like if we all come together as a community, we can really help and build. And we're trying to build a sporting culture, especially for young women. And I would love to play a part of that.
We'll be taking one last question. Please go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rashmi from Zee News. So I just want to know to Miss Sania, how do professional athletes balance their personal life with their career?
I mean, just like anybody else, I think that, yeah, it could be a little bit more challenging because we have to travel 25 weeks a year. But I think that if you have a good support system, which I was very fortunate to have, if you have a good team around you who's able to help you do that, you know, for me, probably the more challenging part came in the latter part of my career when I had a kid. And you know, when you have a child, well, just like any other parent, you have to obviously manage that. You have to manage the travel, you have to manage jet lag. I mean, there are small things. You have to manage your kids not wanting to sleep in different hotel rooms, and you're taking them 25 weeks. So there are so many different challenges that happen, yet you still have to go on the court and try and perform to the best of your abilities. And everybody expects you to win every time you step on the court. So those are challenges that that happen. But if you're able to find that balance of like kind of setting your priorities right, that when I'm off the tennis court, I'm off the tennis court, and this is my time with my family. This is my time of what I want to do without work. And if you're on the tennis court, you're completely focused. And I'm not saying by any means that it's easy. But I feel like that happens to everybody. I mean, if you leave, you know, your loved ones behind and you come here and work, I'm sure, you know, you also have the same challenges. So it's just different, I think, levels of it. But I think we all go through those challenges. And I think it would be really good if we have that support and that support system around us. So especially as women, to help us still achieve our dreams.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all the members from the media fraternity. I'll just hand over the mic back to our wonderful MC Swati, and maybe if there are any other questions, please reach out to the team.
Our leadership and our wonderful celebrity guest, Sania